Hurricane Ian first made landfall in Cuba, thrashing the island as a Category 3 storm. It knocked out all the power for the entire nation. Our own Guad Venegas was able to file this report and document the devastation in Pinar del Río, Cuba.
This is the devastation in Pinar del Río. This is the most affected province in Cuba. We had heard the reports that this is where the Category 3 hit with 129-mile-per-hour winds, and you can see what it left. Complete devastation. These were tobacco houses. You can also see some of the tobacco that they weren't able to take out. And a lot of these places, they prepared and they moved some of the tobacco, but here you can see it, and everything was just destroyed. And in between, you have power lines. Now, this pole is still standing. These two are standing, but the other ones have been knocked down. This whole row of poles going down to the road, you can't see any poles here because they're on the ground. The entire infrastructure of the power grid in this part of the island has been destroyed pretty much. As we were driving here from the capital of the province, the capital is Pinar del Río, is the city. The province is also named Pinar del Río. We were making our way to the rural areas where we were told we would find this type of destruction where people were the most affected. And we only drove maybe 20 miles and arrived here. We spoke to some of the families. Back here, you have houses. A woman lives in that house with her 2 kids. And of course, she no longer lives there. She's staying with a neighbor. All of her stuff is in there. She was able to evacuate and move over to the house that her neighbor owns that's made out of bricks. And you have neighbors down there trying to rescue what they can from the wreckage. That is going to be used to repair some of the houses that are still standing because most of the houses lost their roof. You can see this big structure over here, one of the tobacco houses, no roof. And this devastation continues as you look further and further down. This is Pinar del Río, the most affected area. The people here with very little water, very little food, and no power. And with all of this damage, there's no idea when the power could be restored here as they do whatever it is that they can to get a little bit of rice, a little bit of beans, and some drinking water. Ian has left Cuba, but the destruction remains.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.